Is first of all, we're going to have some open discussion about the water situation. When we talked about it last Friday night, but the reason I want to continue some discussion tonight is because I was talking to Leslie that right before I came over here, I heard on national news that there was an EPA official whose job it was to test that water resigned. Now, EPA is federal, but they still haven't taken any heat off our governor. Now, everyone here knows that I'm not the first one to rush in to defend the governor. He doesn't need me, but I'm going to on this one. They're painting Rick Snyder like he put lead in a backpack and he climbed up on the side of a water tower and dumped it in there. Now, this didn't happen, nowhere near it. They're lying, they're politicizing this, and Rick Snyder's actually going to come out okay on this because he manned up, took responsibility, and even apologized. He apologized for government. He said, government has failed Flint families from local, state, and federal. And now these investigations are going to prove just how that is true. Let me remind you, 2 years ago, they switched their water system because Detroit water was kind of expensive and they needed to cut some costs to the Flint River. Now, they needed a couple of years because there was another pipeline being built to the Saginaw Bay. So they knew that the Flint water had to be treated. So for over a year, well over a year, because last spring, and I verified this tonight, last spring was the first indication of brown water coming from faucets. So what that means is that there was a well over a year where they had non-brown water. Now that doesn't mean there wasn't lead in it, because there's lead in everybody's water. We get traces of lead. But I don't know what the lead level was there before, but that'll be proven. There's tests all over the place now. And by the way, when they saw the brown water coming out of the faucets, they started triple testing for lead. So the report is that there's been 3 times more lead poisoning. That's not so. The lead poisoning is as it was because of bad pipes. And so, but they're having 3 times the reporting because did the 3 times the testing. So, oh, that bad Rick Snyder, he wouldn't let them treat the water properly. But in fact, the day after he heard about it, he told them to shut it down, he wouldn't do it. And that was the EPA guy. Somebody opened up the treatment plant before the water was treated. They stopped putting the chemicals in it. They knew that Flint River water was bad. They knew it had to be treated. They treated it for a year. So this is going to play out. Governor Snyder doesn't need me to defend him, but I will. Like I said, we've clashed on some things, but the man has integrity and he is not at fault on this. May have been a little slow, but you know what? Government is slow. That's the nature of government. That's why we should refine government and hone it down to where they don't have so many obligations and things that they have to get encumbered with. They are good at a few things. Constitutionally, they are mandated to do a few things. Clean water, by the way, is one of them. So, after having talked about that and getting that off my chest, so to speak, I sent out a message broadcast that I'm not happy with it, not proud of it. It's something that I actually think, the scenario that I put out there,